Okay, let's talk about the AFC South. Vince and Matt's teams currently 2-2, but so are the Titans and the Jaguars. The entire division is 2-2, and I feel like we saw this last year. It's really anybody's division to win. Who do you guys think wins the division, and how do you feel about the teams in it?
Go ahead, Vince.
Colts have done better than I thought they would, but I'm still sticking with what I said week one. It's probably Jacksonville's to lose, but Texans has been better than I thought. So between Jacksonville and, surprised I'm saying this, Texans.
Hmm.
I got to go with the Texans. We continuously show positive development. I know the Steelers aren't a great team, but they've got a really good defense, and their defense was unable to rattle C.J. Stroud. T.J. Watt was unable to get a hand on C.J. Stroud. It seems like what D'Amico Ryans is bringing to the Texans organization is what we need. He has brought discipline. He's brought direction, and most importantly, all the players are bought into to his system, and I think that's very important when you're trying to lead a team. I also think C.J. Stroud, he's stepping up and he's doing a lot in a leadership role as a very young guy. I think the Texans are proven to show that positive development, and I think Houston comes out on top.
You think Houston continues to be good even with all the injuries? Because it's only week four and they have a lot of injuries.
We
That's
do have
just
a
going to
lot of
add.
injuries, but we did have quite a few guys come back. We had Jimmy Ward and Jalen Petrie come back. As you noticed, the Steelers, they weren't able to take many shots very deep. Our safeties, they play very heavy in the run game. They're very good when it comes to the pass game. Jalen Petrie seems like he just flies all over the field. I do think it hurts us not having Derek Stingley, but Shaq Griffin shut down George Pickens all day on Sunday. And George Pickens is one of those guys that everyone was like, hey, we need to watch him play.
He was getting thrown to
Uh,
by Kenny Pickett, though. I don't know.
well, sure, he was. Yeah,
uh,
it's one of those weird yes and no type deals. Because Kenny Pickett, he can obviously throw the ball. He's in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but at the same time, with the wide receiver position, Pickens wasn't even able to get open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
I think with the injuries, I think we'll be okay because it seems like every week, D'Amico Ryans and the Texans are they're finding players from other organizations' practice team. They're finding other players from our practice team. They're finding free agents that are kind of filling in who are already a little bit more developed to NFL speed, and they're able to kind of mold them into what they need for that week to continually develop them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll be okay moving forward. I think, and it goes back to what I said about the Bears. I think the Texans finally have um, good coaching.
Mm-hmm.
are you saying it's Texans division hands down, like no competition?
Not hands
I
down, I
think if
don't think, is what he said.
I'm not going to say hands down, but I do think if Jacksonville can clean up, I think it would come down between Jacksonville and Houston. I don't know what's going on in Tennessee. I still can't believe they still got the same damn cornerback in Ryan Tannehill. King Henry he's getting some rust on the wheels. He's starting to take a beating from how hard they have run him because he has not looked the same as he had in years prior. Something's going on in Tennessee. I think they kind of need to find their identity a little bit. I think they messed up by getting rid of AJ Brown. They did good by bringing in DeAndre Hopkins, but at the same time, Hopkins is an aging receiver, and I don't think their game is throw the ball. I think they need to get more physical guys out there that can aid in the run and change things up like that offensively. Defense, I couldn't even tell you who they have on defense.
Jeffrey Simmons.
I don't. It's solid pass rusher. It's one guy.
Amani
But
Hooker.
Kevin Byard.
Kevin Byard's proven to be pretty good. I don't see Tennessee doing a whole lot for the to take the division. I think if Jacksonville can clean up their act, I think they could overtake it because they've proven to be good. I don't think the Colts can do it. I think they're suffering heavily by not having Jonathan Taylor, even though Zach Moss has kind of stepped up and, he's done his thing. But at the same time, there's a reason why Zach Moss doesn't have a bigger contract, to be quite frank. I think Houston takes it, and I think Jacksonville, if they clean up, they've got a shot at it as well.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I'll say, I'm sticking with Jacksonville to lose, but yeah, I say that because Colts, we have a good defense, better than I would have expected it to be this year. I will have to see what Richardson does. This past week he went down, slid a little bit more. Good to see, but that and then Jonathan Taylor. So offensively, just a lot of unknowns. And then Tennessee, I think they have an okay defense. Offensively, they live and die by Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Elmo. Who you got? AFC South.
I'm gonna say it's between either Texans or Jaguars. I think Tennessee's bottom, Colts obviously third. I want to say like it's gonna be like almost a tiebreaker at the end of the season between the Texans and Jaguars.
Man,
I think they kind of compete for that top. I think they go back and forth for that top spot throughout the whole year. And I want to say I do think the Texans are playing really well. I want to say they edge it out at the end of the year.
Hey.
But I think Tennessee is just a run game, and I think if they don't hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, like they lose. Like week 3, they did that. They didn't hand it off to him that much, and they just got blown out. And I think that's why they're the worst team in the division.
Well, there it is. The Houston Texans are making the playoffs because we know Elmo is a time traveler from the future. So we
I would also like to point out how well the Texans defense has been playing as well. I want to say that they're a top 5 defense right now when it comes to yards allowed.
I'm sorry, Matt. I love you, brother. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not because they're a better talented team. I think at this juncture, they're a better coach team. They have a Super Bowl winning coach. I think that in the major categories like quarterback, I think they check that box there, at least at this point now, because, CJ Stroud, he's still a rookie. And when it comes to December and those late games, he's yet to be proven in those situations. He is yet to show that he can fight back once, they're down. So I'm going to give the edge there to quarterback to the Jaguars. Defensively right now, I believe that the Texans are the better defensive team. So I will give them the edge there. But fundamentally, I think that it's going to be tough, but it's going to, come down to that experience and the coaching. And I think right now that Doug Peterson and his team has the edge there.
So here's my feeling about the AFC South. I'm start with the Colts because I think they are the worst team in the division. And it's going to be because of Anthony Richardson, weirdly enough. They are 0-2 when he starts the full game.
I agree.
And I think we need to see his progression throughout the season. I think that their defense might be one of the best in the division, honestly. I think they have the pieces on that defense, which is crazy enough. Honestly, I'm just going to say Jonathan Taylor's not coming back. I'm looking at it like that. I just don't know if Zach Moss and Anthony Richardson are going to be able to win you enough games to make the playoffs. Or even win the division, which would make the playoffs, I guess. I'm not very confident in that offense. Not that I don't believe in Shane Steichen. I think that his offenses have generally been pretty good. And I'm just not sure how and it's going to progress throughout the season. I think the Titans are a bad team, but I think they are also really well coached. I think Mike Vrabel's been one of the best coaches in the league since he became a head coach with the Titans, which maybe is crazy. You guys got to tell me. I feel like his teams are always fighting for a playoff spot at the end of the year. Obviously, it's because they're fighting for the division, and that division's been bad for quite a while. It seems like. But I think they're always fighting, and I think early on in teams in a team season, they're trying to find their identity early on. I think that they'll go back to the run game, and that'll be their identity throughout the season. Derrick Henry and they have a backup running back that's not too bad. He's more of their third down guy. But I feel like they're going to lean towards that run game and then hit him with the play action. That's what they've been doing the past few seasons. They got D-Hop, who is an elite receiver when he's healthy. They have guys on that offense that aren't bad. I mean, Ryan Tannehill obviously is getting older a bit, but he can be a good game managing quarterback. And I think that they do have good pieces on that defense. I think I do agree with you, Matt, though I don't know. There's not too many I can name. But I feel like that they do have the pieces to maybe make a playoff run. But I think it does come down to the Jaguars and the Texans. And I think, beginning of the year, all of us besides maybe Matt were thinking, oh, it's the Jaguars' division to lose. They brought in some nice pieces. They had a good, start to the season last year. They were in the divisional game last year. I think we all saw T-Law playing great. Good quarterbacks usually make the playoffs. And they have plenty of pieces. They brought in Calvin Ridley, and they have a good solid defense, good coach. And so I think it still is their division to lose. That's gonna be my answer. But I think that these Texans, man, they're right on their backs. I really are. They've surprised me. I really like C.J. Stroud coming out from college. I thought he was a really good quarterback. Him being pick number 2 was a great pick for the Texans. I didn't think they were losing that. The thing that's impressed me about the Texans is D'Amico Ryans. I didn't think that they were gonna build this culture already so early on. I thought it was going to take them maybe this year, and it'll go into next year and they'll have a bigger success. But this year has really surprised me in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as we can continue to develop.
A bit red, like you're blushing.
What?
He's making fun.
I said, Matt, your cheeks are getting a bit red. It looks like you're blushing after all that.
Oh wow! What can I say? No, I agree with everything you said. I think the Jaguars fumble it. I think they're losing their identity as a team.
Very possible.
I think they're fumbling it. I think they're starting to cycle back into a rebuild year. I don't think they have enough pieces on the offense. I think something's up with Trevor Lawrence. He's a good quarterback, but he's not what we've seen in years past.
Last year.
Last year. He played great last year, but I think they lost some pieces that helped him offensively and defensively. And I don't see the rest of the AFC South really developing and progressing the same way Houston is. It seems like Houston comes out, they identify what their mistakes were in that week, and they come out in the next week, and those mistakes are gone. The easiest one to recall is sacks. C.J. Stroud hadn't really been sacked since the Ravens game. He took a couple hits against Colts last year. Week 3, come out against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a heavy blitz team. They like the pressure. They didn't get to C.J. this week. T.J. Watt, where was he? Who is he? What are they doing? The Steelers are known for their safeties and Minka Fitzpatrick. They got Patrick Peterson. Granted, he's getting a little bit older. Joey Porter Jr. Where were they? They couldn't contain any of our receivers. It's a week-to-week progression. The Texans, they believe in their product. They believe in their people, and they're producing.
Joey Porter is actually injured, as far as I know. But
is he hurt? No, I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was hurt.
We looked this up last night. Last night I looked this up because me and Vince were talking about
Raiders Steelers game. What?
He's played every game in the regular season.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't think he was hurt.
Yeah, Joey Porter played every game in the regular season.
That surprised me, given when I watched the Steelers-Raiders game, not only did I not see him, I literally didn't see him. All I saw was Pappy and what's the other guy? Can't think of his name right now, but I didn't even see him on the field.
Pat Pete got cooked by Dalton Schultz. He got cooked by Nico. He got cooked by Tank Dell and John Mechie.
Got cooked by
I think they
Ayuk
cooked
week
by
1.
everybody.
Yeah, it seems like
He
it.
got cooked by Vince. Vince put on a chef hat.
Now I want to make this
That
public.
Ayuk freaking broke his ankle, dude. Week 1.
I want to make this public knowledge so anybody that listens to the podcast. Before the season, me and Matt did have a $10 bet if the Texans make the playoffs. Just want to keep that public. I think that it's only a $10 bet, so nothing flashy. But if they make the playoffs, I owe Matt $10, and that'll be $10 out of my pocket.
Yeah, Texans just proved they develop each week while the rest of the AFC South kind of stays a little bit more stagnant.
No, like I said, I've just them building that culture so fast is so surprising to me. It seems like good cultured teams find a way to compete regardless if their team is good or not.
Absolutely, and I think this week against Atlanta helps build that culture even more. I think Atlanta's a bad defense. They got a good run game, but that's about it. Houston does good at stopping the run. They're doing good about stopping the pass as well. I think this is even more of a culture morale boosting type week for us.
Mm-hmm. Very possible. Vince, my last question on this subject. Does it worry you that the Colts are 0-2 when Richardson starts the full game?
I don't know about worry me. Obviously would like it to be better, but it's going to be growing pains. We all knew that. He was drafted off a potential of what he could be, not what he is currently. But
I don't know. That just kind of seems like something I'd be worried about because Gardner Minshew is, 2-0.
yeah, I think they ran the ball. I don't want to misspeak. I'm trying to think, but I think they ran the ball more when Minshew played, like 1 week, a week after Richardson was concussed. Zach Moss had 30 carries.
But what stops them from doing that with Anthony Richardson?
The fact that Anthony Richardson would run the ball himself.
Yeah,
Given he's doing that, that's less carries
but you're
off of
saying you're worried
the
about
running
his.
back.
He needs to progress, growing pains and stuff.
Mm,
Is he throwing 40 times a game? You telling me he can't hand the
No.
ball off the same amount of times as Gardner Minshew?
Well, I said the carries would come off the running back because they would go to him. He likes to run. So
But he's not
with
running
them,
10
you'd
times a
probably
game. It's not that
he
much
ran
different.
10 times his very first game, excuse me. He ran for 10 attempts. And that was
Against
why I said
Jacksonville.
what?
Against Jacksonville.
And
And it's against Jacksonville.
Hand
Hand me the ball. I can run against Jacksonville.
I was gonna say, yeah. Zach, they would do more read options. Obviously, you have Richardson, and you're going to do read options with Richardson, where you're not even going to attempt that.
But
Minshew.
with Richardson running a read option, that should make the handoff more effective.
Yeah,
exactly.
good.
But still, he would keep it sometimes too. So that's, like I said, carries off of Zach Moss. But anyway,